Now let's bring in someone who was there last night, Georgia GOP Congressman Doug Collins. Congressman, thanks for being here this morning. The president was in familiar form last night. You almost take for granted how often he did rallies like this. I believe this was his first post-election. What was it like to be there and set the stakes of these key Georgia races?
Well, thank you, Pete. It's good to be with you all this morning. Yeah, it was. This president is in his form and in his element in doing these rallies. And last night he came to Georgia and he brought the truth. He brought the truth of the fact that these two Senate races are so important in the future of America. This is not just two Senate races in Georgia. This is about actually changing the direction of the United States Senate, putting it in the hands of Chuck Schumer and an agenda that is so radical left that we cannot allow this to happen. And the president made it very clear last night in everything that's going on. He set the stage. He said no matter what you may feel about the elections and how the controversies that have been going on, he made it very clear. David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler need to be elected because John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock would take this country down a path that is too far extreme and too far left. And he made that point very good. He was in good form last night.
Congressman, the president was in good form when it came to you. He had some very complimentary things to say about you. Let's play a clip of that, and then I want to ask you a question. Watch this.
Doug, you want to run for governor in 2 years, by the way? Yeah, good-looking governor.
So, Congressman, let me ask you a pointed, but also a broad question as well. The pointed question is, do you want to run for governor in 2 years? But the broader question is this: what should Georgians make of, to some extent, some messages that can seem conflicting? In other words, there's some doubt out there about the trust in the system, the voting system. There is, as you can hear there, some frustration with Governor Brian Kemp, the Secretary of State as well, but also a recognition of how important these two senatorial races are. So the broad question is, what should Georgians think about the entire state of these messages and what they should be doing? And pointedly, are you interested in running for governor?
Well, I appreciate the president. He's a good friend, and he made that comment last night. The only political decision I'm looking at right now is helping David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler get elected. And I don't think there's two messages here. I don't think there's two conflicting messages. It's an anomaly to actually say that you have to decide and make sure that our elections have the integrity they need, that everybody show up and everybody vote, and at the same time make sure that everybody does show up and vote for Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue. Those are not conflicting messages. Those are honest messages. Remember, I've just dealt with 4 years of a Democratic Party that to this day still never recognized Donald Trump as the president. The hashtag not my president, I mean, all the investigations, everything that I had to live through with impeachment, this president was never accepted, and the election was never accepted a few years ago. Why don't we allow a little bit of time to go through here where the president can have his legal challenges? We can make sure that the elections are safe, secure, and every legal vote is counted, especially here in Georgia as we prepare for these two election races coming up for Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue. But again, I think the president was just making the clear point that we can do more than one thing at a time. We can make sure our elections are safe while at the same time ensuring that the Senate does not go to the radical left.
Congressman, let's talk COVID-19 relief. A lot of businesses around the country getting increasingly concerned, increasingly desperate for that relief. Nancy Pelosi now coming out saying that she's okay with a smaller bill. The timing of that, obviously, terribly interesting and highly political. Bernie Sanders now saying, though, a new $900 billion bipartisan proposal should not pass. Let's take a listen to Bernie Sanders, and then we'll get your reaction.
We need direct payments. Let us be clear. What we have right now are people suffering in a way economically that we have not seen since the Great Depression. What the American people want, they understand that in the midst of this crisis, through no fault of their own, because of their pandemic, the economy is in shambles.